Hello!
Hello!
And welcome to Drinky Talky Thing number 130.
These numbers are getting ridiculous now.
Hi!
I just can't believe it's gone for 130. Anyway, let's carry on. Games and things.
Well, GamesCom. It's been GamesCom, so that we were trying to keep the news down to a minimum, because otherwise we'd be here all fucking day.
Yeah, not only that, but it's GamesCom. Most people have probably already seen some of the news.
Yeah.
Because it's everywhere. You can't escape it. It's in every single website, on every single... Yeah.
I got quite a few of my stories this week from the fucking Telegraph, for Christ's sake.
Jesus Christ.
Just because they had...
on board, is it?
They had somebody there live streaming the entire thing, live blogging the entire bloody Gamescom.
Nice. That'll be us next year, maybe. Probably not.
So, do we want to start with Gamescom, or do you want to go to after game?
We'll cover everything else and then finish with Gamescom.
Okay, well, the first bit is that Notch's 0x10C has been permanently cancelled. We knew it was on hiatus.
It was a catchy title as well, wasn't it? Which...
Yeah. It was kind of... it was on ice. We knew this back in April.
He wasn't exactly happy with the way it was going, was he? So
he wasn't happy with the game, way it was going. And this week he announced that he had no intentions of ever going back to it. That it was pretty much dead in the water.
Yeah. You can't blame the guy. I mean, unfortunately, where he stands now, he's made some successful games. And possibly one of the most successful games. That is a hard act to follow.
Well, his argument wasn't as much that it wasn't that it wouldn't live up to the Minecraft story. It was just the fact that had he not had the success of Minecraft and the expectation that brings with it, the 0x10C project would have been scrapped long ago.
Yeah.
He's scrapped projects much worse, much better, much sooner.
Before Minecraft.
He just realised that at some point in the development that it wasn't going to live up to expectations, and he just went...
Screw it.
Well, initially he went, well, I've got to come through with it. People are expecting it now, and people have expectations for me to finish games, and he just went, yeah, come April, he put it on ice, and since April he's done a couple of games jams, and has realised, yeah, I'm not going back to it. It's gone. Leave it.
Oh, well. It sounds like we're not missing much.
No,
let's be honest. But there's a fan group set up, and they want to.
There is a fan group set up that are going to try and create their own version of 0x10C, and good luck to them, because it did sound like a fairly interesting concept. But if you can't,
if Notch isn't willing to continue with it, that should probably be a hint.
Well, no, mate, no, that's not. Let's not put that down, because the concept might be good, but it could be that this group
have different
ideas of what the concept comes to mean, and Notch's idea, because he is just one man at the end of the day,
yeah.
So
everyone interprets things differently, don't they? So.
Even if he had some of his Mojang team working on it, there's still only a few people, and everybody's interpretation and everybody's imagination is different. So it could be that he couldn't see any way to make this project work, but these independents do. Now, at present, they're doing it all off their own bat, and they'll be creating the code completely from scratch. But if they start, I wouldn't be surprised to see Notch go, really, you want to go through with this?
If it's not of any use to him, I find it odd that you wouldn't share it, but at the same time...
Depends on how much.
Don't like giving away stuff for free.
Well, it depends on how much of the code is based on existing code blocks, because it could be that he can't physically give them the code, because quite a lot of it's reused from Minecraft, and you can't give away that block of code because there's a danger that could detrimentally affect your core product.
Yeah.
There's development reasons why you couldn't.
Yeah. But either way, it's gone.
Yeah, it's bad times, but
we may see it. So swings and roundabouts. So CCP, Eve, Valkyrie. I'm gonna
go out there and say, thank Christ CCP still exist.
They like releasing stuff like this, don't they?
CCP are at least experimenting. They are doing cross-genre.
Yeah, they're the only people doing a big, to that scale, doing
cross-genre, cross-platform. massive scale. They really are the only company still doing massively multiplayer online properly.
Yeah.
They are MMO. You can't...
Yeah.
So,
Everyone else has they've towed the line, haven't they?
Yeah.
So to speak. I know they haven't. They have released new things. But in terms of big... There's been no leaps. We've just had little incremental steps.
Taking anything out of that... Everybody in EVE is on the same world. Every player on EVE is on the same server.
Yeah. Hence the recent battle being slowed down to, was it about 10% of game speed or something?
Yeah.
Just so they could process the sheer
they have
amount.
they have the temporal distortion system where if so many people get into a zone, there's a temporal distortion just by the sheer mass of players. I like the fact that they based it on scientific principle as well, so the mass of all the people in the zone actually impacted the space-time, the curvature of space-time, and caused a temporal distortion.
I know nothing of this, so I'm just going to nod and smile.
It's literally...
Why not?
Mass, energy, and time all interchangeable. More mass in a space, small area of space will distort the space-time continuum.
Okay. Yeah.
But even nick that. So basically, it is a cop out. It's so that they slow everything down by 10%, so the servers have got time to keep up.
Yeah. But this is a sidetrack to the actual story.
Yeah.
Which...
But this is my proving that EVE is still MMO, because everybody is still on one universe, including the players over on PlayStation 3 playing Dust 514, and that's growing a bit of a following now. It literally is starting to pick up, as I hoped it would. And so they're in the same universe as the MMO players, and they're trading with the MMO players, and the MMO players are hiring the Dust players to fight ground battles for them, and that's what was intended.
Nice. So the economy continues. So
it's one unified economy, one unified universe, and cross-platform. The next step for them is the demo that we mentioned a couple of weeks back, where they took the Oculus Rift and made a VR flight simulator, a dogfighting simulator. Think Rebel Squadron, but where you really are Red 5.
I love the idea of that, because the one thing I used to hate about space games, because you have full movement pretty much anywhere you want to go, trying to find someone was a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Because they could constantly move in any direction with no limitations. So you would have to keep moving your ship, whereas now with the Oculus Rift you could just...
Well, as long
as... Oh, there it is.
Well, no, as long as there's glass in your ship, because then you've got actual scope for different designs of ship, and are you gonna give up the visibility of your left and right in order to get a manoeuvrability boost?
I was just thinking, I've just imagined someone who's going to make this massive armoured thing with a window this big, because that would be brilliant. On a space combat sim, you'd just be kind of, no.
But no, that could...
Star?
It could bring differences, because obviously, if your ship's more manoeuvrable, it's going to need more metal to keep it structurally sound, so therefore you're...
Not in space. In space, there is nothing to kind of fuck you up.
The actual tearing forces of the rockets that actually shift you.
Yeah, but there's nothing to tear against, is there?
The other rocket that's slowing you down that turns you actually round.
I suppose, that's not
the turning forces. So basically, you'd need more structure so that so less opportunity for glass.
I was thinking there's no atmosphere, so you're not working against anything. But then, obviously you've got rockets that make you move different directions. So
So there's a genuine reason, and then you've got, but that was just a prototype. However, it wasn't. They actually admitted this week that the prototype that we saw was actually not
just testing the water.
It wasn't just testing the water. It wasn't just a prototype. It was the demo for Valkyrie, which is what they're releasing.
Honestly, all that's annoying me now is I know that I'm gonna have to get an Oculus Rift. And I know it shouldn't annoy me, but somebody posted a perfectly good example of why it's a great idea. Because everyone was posting up pictures of their desks and setups.
Yeah.
And it was like keyboard, mouse, wall-mounted screens, and it looks awesome. Someone's put my new setup, and it's keyboard, mouse, and Oculus Rift. Because you've got unlimited screens at that point. You can turn all the way around. It's like having a screen follow you around the room.
Yeah.
You never need a PC screen again.
However, that's true, but nobody's yet shown it working with just the desktop. That's what I need to see. If they could replace my desktop with that,
sorted.
Then it's sorted. Yeah.
Well, I've seen. Didn't somebody? So I'm sure somebody created a desk with a screen. And you were looking around your desk and had to look at the screen to do your work. I can't remember where I've seen it. I'm sure somebody did it. So you sat at your desk with your Oculus Rift, and you can see the desk and the screen. So it's not the actual screen you can see. It's the
my other main problem with the Rift for gaming. Now, me and Joe, we have an agreement.
Right.
If she's watching shit on TV like Britain's Got Talent, then I have full rights to put on my headphones and play a game.
I think I know where this is going, but if it's not, I've got a great one. Sorry, carry on.
Now, the only caveat to that is if she wants my attention, she's allowed to throw things in my general direction, which is great because I've still got periphery vision, so I can see the things coming and duck. If this thing's on my head, I'm not going to see it coming.
Yeah. Well, this is what I'm thinking. The amount of fun you get. I'm just thinking, whenever you go to a LAN party, people play pranks anywhere. Imagine a LAN party full of people all wearing them. You could have such a laugh. You could sneak up on anyone without any problems. If you know they're playing a scary game, you could just imagine you're halfway through Dead Space and somebody jumps on your back.
No, what you've got to think of is the fact that as players drop out of the game, they just leave the room, and then just one guy gets to the end of the game, takes his helmet off, and guys,
Even better, you could, because they probably have earphones on as well. You could drop out the room and take all your stuff with you. Just one guy sat in an empty room by himself. Hello.
But I want an Oculus now.
Yeah,
I really do.
I think it's going to be a worthwhile investment now. It's funny how I change. I started with the whole, it's just another 3D, but why didn't this happen before? Because 3D headsets have been invented.
But it's the accelerometers that allow you to do the head and motion tracking. That's where 3D didn't work before, because it didn't.
They never accounted.
It never accounted for the movement of your head. It was always straight on.
I find it amazing that we've had both of these technologies separate for so long, and nobody can.
It wasn't feasible until recently. It's only with the shrinking of accelerometers to this level.
No, I'm thinking we used to have there's the IR headset, and literally it's kind of like the Wii, the way that works. So it tracked.
Yeah, but it wasn't reliable and required an external tool.
Exactly, yeah. But that could, nobody did anything with it, or even thought of doing something with it.
But that was it. As the accelerometers became condensed to this, and then the Wii, and then this.
Yeah, they're getting smaller. But the technology's been there. The 6-axis came out 2004, 5, 6. I don't know when the PlayStation was now.
But it's also got to drop down to a feasible level cost-wise, because Sony will have shelled through the fucking nose to get their accelerometers. Apple will have done the same. However, Apple's will be the one that have made a bigger impact on the Oculus, because they will have brought down the mass production. Because the iPhone is mass produced in far greater quantities, as much as we hate to say it, than the PlayStation.
I don't think cost has ever been an issue. I just find it amazing that...
I think it has. I think cost has been far too big an issue.
Everyone dreams and everyone comes up with these ideas.
Yeah, dreams don't actually pay the bills, do they?
I refuse to believe this hasn't been sat in multiple people's heads. And
it's been sat in multiple people's heads, but nobody's thought to do it. Dreams don't pay the Chinese workers at the Foxconn factory to make your accelerometers.
Nobody pays them, do they? Don't they just work there until they jump? I thought that was... Oh, that's harsh.
No, I'm going to say... We don't know where Oculus are getting their accelerometers from. I'm pretty sure it won't be Foxconn. However, point still made.
They've revised their practices, and the Chinese labourers get paid now.
Yeah. That's
and
why
they almost always don't jump from the roof. It's great.
No, they jump for a few floors down, because the string
they put
nets in at a certain level, so you've got to go below the nets.
Oh god, you've got to wonder, haven't you? How bad? Actually, I was reading today. Apparently, in Japanese businesses now, they want to get rid of someone, but they don't want to pay the costs of getting rid of them. They transfer them to a department and give them really mundane tasks until they leave. Or nothing. And they'll just do it until they break down and leave. Which, if that's true, that is harsh.
That's not just Japanese. That's just general. That happens everywhere.
Oh.
I've seen that happen.
Oh, it's never happened to me. Maybe does that mean I'm useful?
It's never happened at a company I've worked at, but I've seen people who've been in that position.
And just tried to be forced out.
Well, literally, they just give them the most mundane, dead-end, bottom-feeding tasks it's possible to give them.
One of the examples of this was literally, they said to them, this TV programming's going out, just check it for errors. And they knew there was no errors. Even if they reported it, they wouldn't do anything about it. They literally just gave them a task they made up, just so they'd be bored all day.
Yeah.
I just find that harsh. Anyway, so Eve Valkyrie is going to be awesome, and that is going to be a big push for the Oculus Rift. That's going to be awesome when that comes out. Everything
that's coming out for the Oculus Rift makes it look like it's something that I'm regretting not getting onto that Kickstarter, but I'm also expensive one, but at the same time I'm happy. It comes hand in hand with I'm happy I didn't fall for the Ouya.
Yeah, fair point.
It's a you could have done it the other way around. I know there'll be people out there that bought into the Ouya but didn't buy into the Oculus.
Yeah,
and they'll now be fucking kicking themselves.
They've probably leapt from the Foxconn building already. That's harsh again.
You really got it in again for Foxconn?
Why not?
Foxy.
What? We've got Elder Scrolls Online.
Right, Elder Scrolls Online announced this week that they're going to be subscription based, which came as quite a surprise.
It's quite a bold move, isn't it? I think they're relying on the fact they have a huge fan base. Whether it's a fan base that pays a subscription, I don't know.
It doesn't. It really doesn't.
Yeah,
there'll have to be something spectacular. For this is the problem.
Well, we've mentioned before, there's only room in the market for so many subscriptions, and people aren't going to pay for more than two. Probably
max.
Not pay more than one in most cases.
Most cases, not more than one. Extreme cases, like myself, maybe two.
Yeah, and this is, I don't know for definite, but Elder Scrolls Online, I assume, isn't coming to consoles.
No.
Is it just PC only?
I think it's just PC only.
Because if that was to come to consoles and then they made a subscription, it's just a balls up instantly. But
yeah.
Anyway.
But that's it. I was surprised to see them announce that I really fully expected them to go free to play, because that's the way the MMO market's gone, and that's the way it's got to go.
Yeah. Even, let's be honest, everyone's saying now even WoW's going to go.
Well,
at that point, you've got to kind of start to listen, aren't you, to the way things are moving.
There's still room for solid subscription MMOs. You've said it yourself. They're, as long as they can justify the subscription, you don't mind paying it.
Yeah. Whether they can.
Yeah. This is it. There needs to be a massive shift in the MMO subscription model, because it's still £8 a month.
That's a lot of money, isn't it?
It is and it isn't. £8 a month is two pints, 3 pints even.
You say that, but at the same time, for what else you could get for £8 a month in games wise?
Oh yeah, no. Games wise, yeah, you could.
PlayStation Plus easily. Like twice.
Okay, yeah.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, you got me there.
If you think about what really, because all you're paying for is server upkeep and maintenance of the game, patches, so on, to keep it updated. Servers aren't that much to maintain. They're not. Let's be honest. Not when you get past a certain point.
No, they're not now that the players are starting coming. When there were still 12 million players, then I know the difference. Because remember, back when we were working for America, I know how much data was transferred. Because it's not just the server upkeep.
Yeah.
You've got to pay for the bandwidth that goes into those servers. Now, we were in the terabytes.
Yeah. So there's going to be a lot of data.
For a couple of million players at our peak, we were in the terabytes a month.
So it's a lot.
So we were paying quite a lot for server bandwidth. And imagine our data was web-based, so it was a fraction of what Warcraft will be throwing through per second. People don't factor the bandwidth into the equation of the price, and it does justify its price at that point.
I still don't think, because you get the economies of scale. It doesn't cost £8 per person per month.
No, they're still making a profit of it. I'm not denying that.
Yeah.
But people underestimate
it's a substantial amount.
How much of that I would say out of every £8, at least half is going to upkeep.
Even then, I think £4 per person for the amount of data they shift. It's a lot. It really is a lot.
I really think, having been there on that side of it, I think that half is the upper side of it. I'm not saying it could be cheaper. They could have good economy of scales and they could have good marketing, but at the minimum, at the maximum, they're paying half of it. So they're still making £4 profit per month. So there's room for cost cutting there.
I think I've grown up a skeptic because I played first person shooters.
Yeah,
servers.
But there you ran your own servers, and there you were only dealing with 16 players at a time, and there you were only dealing with things that only lasted for 30, 40 minutes and not had to be persistent.
But even then, between however many players we had that played on these servers that we owned, we still didn't pay £8 a month each. That's the kind of...
But that was it. You weren't using the level of bandwidth and the level of server person. And the personal backup and the duplication of data.
But it's still that per person. It's
I
still...
No, I
can't
agree.
Justify it.
I know you can't. And
I'm going to be lost on this one forever because I just think a lot of other games that push a lot of data do it for free. And they don't. They live on the profit they make from expansions or from... Whereas WoW charges for expansions.
They don't. There's only one game out there that manages to do it for free and live on expansions alone, and that's Guild Wars. Right. The rest are free to play, and they are not living off their expansions. They are living off microtransactions. They are living off their... There are two types of free-to-play players. There's the minnows and the whales.
Yeah, the whales sustain the minnows.
Well, there's the minnows, the whales, and the shrimp.
I love the fact they're all fish.
Well, it says the analogy that the whales are the big buggers. Yeah.
They're the ones that buy the diamond pickaxes that don't really do anything but cost a fortune.
Yeah,
just because they quite fancy it.
And if the game involves an in-game market, they're the ones that will buy the extra items at the top level and sell them for in-game to the lower level, which are your minnows, who will buy the occasional item and use the in-game systems. And then your shrimp are your shrimp or krill. I can't remember the actual terminology that's used in this analogy. Are your free-to-players that could eventually become shrimps, or could eventually become whales. They're just there to sample the free NAS.
Right.
I don't know where that analogy went,
but still, I can't justify £8 a month for a subscription. It's a rip-off. Sorry.
No, it's a bit much. I think.
You should be rewarded. As more people play, the price should come down. Not necessarily, not all the way down. Still make a profit.
See,
but it needs to come down.
They kind of do that for length of subscription. That the longer you subscribe for, the less you pay per month.
I just find that when you got 12 million players, each paying probably on average about £5 a month.
Okay, let's bring it back. It's 8 million now, so.
Oh yeah, sorry. At its peak. God, it is dropping quickly. They're definitely going to go bust.
Well, no. Bit of
sarcasm there.
As this conversation came around, for the original reason that Tom Chilton was interviewed this week by, I think, IGN.
Yeah.
Well, he's been interviewed a lot of times because there's a new expansion. Well, new content patch coming out. The 5.4 content patch, which actually expands the story quite substantially and makes it nice and interesting. That is being drummed up, so obviously he's doing interviews, and he said that World of Warcraft will probably eventually go free to play. They've never discounted it. And 5.4 Test Realm also saw the first tests of a cash shop mechanic being built in, although they say for now it's only for the Eastern markets.
But let's be honest, they could test it in the Eastern market and easily roll it across, couldn't they?
Yeah.
It's not...
The fact that they've now got the code in there means that turning it over, and I imagine we won't see free-to-play Warcraft this year. I'm gonna go down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go out and say no, not this year, but we will see a hybrid system. Next year, we will see World of Warcraft subscription price drop.
And then a cash shop.
And then a hybrid system come in. So the subscription price will drop substantially. And the cash shop will go in at the same time. Because it's kind of double dipping.
Yeah.
But it's the kind of double dipping that you can almost accept if the subscription players are getting a substantial discount for the benefit of the players that are...
Yeah. We'll see. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Definitely going to happen. It's just literally a case of when, and I don't think anyone actually knows. There's some good guesses and there's some awesome speculation. Someone said 2016 time they're expecting.
Yeah,
which,
I don't think 2016. I think
they're losing too quickly to do it that late on. I think its transition's going to be quicker. I think 2014 is going to be the start of it. By 2015, it's going to be very quickly rolling across.
It all for me depends how quickly EverQuest Next comes about. Because the more I hear about that,
it looks amazing, doesn't it?
I think we have the potential. Wow, but I hate saying it.
And it's cursed.
I know it's cursed, but I think we have a new potential.
It's a game that incorporates...
Game for the crown of MMO champion.
Yeah. It's a game that incorporates everything you kind of would want at the moment.
It's the kind of thing that I would love to play.
Yeah.
Mainly because I want to be able... I want my spells to do shit to the world around. I'm doing things that would blow up fucking buildings, and I want the buildings to blow up.
Eventually, what you want is the Battlefield 4 style engine, but in a different setting.
Yeah.
Rather than all the epic people screaming lens flare and shite like that, actually just have things destructible, like the real world. If you threw a bloody fireball at something, actually a fireball would be pretty useless.
Well, no.
Unless it's wooden,
that's it. And I'm hoping, this is something for EverQuest Next, that I'm hoping that the damage to the world is actually based on the spells that you're doing. So your early level spells make a little dint. And then you get your end level spells, which are fucking... blow up an entire wall.
I'm actually just thinking now, if Final Fantasy ever did anything like this, the world would be destroyed, wouldn't it? I mean, if they ever did any real life destruction, because Final Fantasy always had these stupid, over the top, epic moves that call down
meteor.
Yeah, call down meteors. The moon hits the earth and
Bahamut.
Exactly. It was ridiculous.
What was the fucking guy on the 6-legged horse?
I forget. Yeah. I haven't played it in a while now, but I did go back and look at some of the intros though. But if you had that kind of thing, then obviously the world would just be a hole. Yeah. And that badass used to summon from pretty much the depths of hell.
That was Bahamut.
Yeah, if there's just a big hole in the ground. Oh, right, mate. It'd be quite cool.
But that's it. I'm hoping that EverQuest Next has that level of granularity in its spells.
Not just that
this thing's exploded, so there's an
really
explosion.
It's just cosmetic at that point, isn't it? When you start to think, oh, really?
Well, no, apart from the fact that if there's enough explosions in a level that you fall into the next level. Yeah. But again, if you can do that with a low-level spell, then you just know that somebody's going to sit there with a low-level spell for 10 minutes and mine his way into the next level.
Yeah. I wonder if there's a limit. I want to see how low you can go. There's got to be a point, isn't there, where it just goes, no. Or just lava. I assume just lava. That would be quite cool. You just push people in. So
you're an evil bastard, you know this.
Well, everyone's a troll online.
Yeah.
If you're anonymous, you do things to piss people off. In Minecraft, let's be honest, you'd probably just make a little cavern, make sure it's filled with lava, and just tell your mate, yeah, go digging over there.
Well, there's a better thing to do on multiplayer servers.
Really?
Yeah. Right, there's a thing called a monster block. A monster egg block, and it looks like a normal cobblestone block. But when it's smashed, it spawns silverfish. So little spawny monsters. Now, when you kill a silverfish, it will alert other silverfish around it. So if you go in and somebody's built a house with normal stone blocks, and quickly knock it down, replace it all with monster spawner blocks, and then when they come in, knock a block from inside, the spawner will come, the silverfish will come out, they'll attack it, and then basically their entire house will disintegrate around them.
Nice. Oh, that sounds like fun. I need to play Minecraft.
You really need to play Minecraft. It's fun. Or even better, you put a lava source block on their roof, and
does that just flow down?
No. But you knock one of the blocks.
I feel like a child asking questions about a game I probably should know about.
Yeah, you put another block in so that it's actually lower down, so that it looks like you've been in and dicked around with a block, so that you're annoying them by dropping it down. So they get rid of it, and the lava comes in, and off you go.
Nice. You're a bastard.
I'm getting
just
no.
As much as me,
it's not all me. A few of these have come
to you, didn't it?
No, a few of these have come from the Rooster Teeth podcast and servers, and those guys are evil geniuses.
That is like the trick where you hold a bowl of water to the roof and go, mate, just hold this a second. So they're there with a broom, bowl of water, and you go, cheers. I have done that. It don't work as well as you'd think. First of all, if you manage to get it up there without dropping it on yourself, well done. Yeah. But there's a video online of some guy just lets go, catches it, and throws it at the guy.
I've seen that video.
Allods.
Sticking with the subscription side of things. Allods is one of those free-to-play games that's actually bucking the trend and going the other way with it. Now, they're not going complete subscription-based. And Gow's forgotten that we're on video, so checking his phone will actually get noticed.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm just sending sweet nothings to the other half.
Yeah.
Honest.
They're bucking the trend and going... They're not going completely subscription-based, but they're a free-to-play game that's opening subscription-based servers. Now, this is an interesting technique for me. This is something new.
So you're playing against like-minded people when you...
So basically, you're playing against players that are of that mindset, that they enjoy that game and they want to pay for that game and they want to level the playing field. So that
let's be honest, well, these players are probably going to play more often, more regularly, and if you're in a guild with any of these, they're more likely to be there when you need them.
Yeah.
So I can... that makes perfect sense.
This is a new technique for me. It sounds interesting. The fact that you don't have subscription-based games, you have games with subscription-based servers.
Multiple options, isn't it?
So basically, on the subscription server, the cash shop goes away, and those items that are cash shop items that are still useful, all the cash shop items that aren't useful, sack them off. Don't need them anymore because they're cash shop items.
Yeah.
But all the cash shop, all the items that are useful, make them accessible via in-game means, and that's it. That's all it took to make us...
That could essentially change the entire gameplay, couldn't it? I mean, you're playing it completely differently at that point. So, that's interesting. I'd be curious to see how this actually works out.
It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out and see how long it lasts. And Allods is not that bad a game.
The thing is, though, if this works, WoW could do something similar.
Yeah.
They could end up with a cash shop version and a...
Yes.
Saves double dipping as well, so you'd have the two options, and either way everyone's happy.
Yeah, anybody who wants to play free-to-play has gone on these this set of servers.
Yeah.
And because Warcraft has done the cross-server stuff now, they could have the free-to-play players in the same world as the non-free-to-play players.
They just struggle to get the same things by the same means.
Yeah.
Nice. So, should we play some music? I feel like we need some music.
It's music time, and then we'll go on to Gamescom. Okay, that was Automation by Step. I'm not going to lie, we didn't actually listen to that song because Gal's on a deadline.
Yeah. Sorry. But it was brilliant. Right.
On to the Gamescom news, and where we're going to start. EA, or do you want to go?
EA's a good start, isn't it?
EA, right? They had their conference.
It's the people you love to hate.
Yeah, you hate them, but they still make games that you want to play. So that's the problem.
They don't really do anything that wrong. I know they do and they don't. Basically, they want to push Origin. It's not going to happen. But they're also introducing new things to Origin. They're actually starting to listen to people and do the right thing.
Yeah.
What we've got to remember is everything they try that we get pissed off about, they're doing it for a reason.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not the right reasons, and usually when that happens, they recant and they go backwards.
Yeah.
So we had the online passes, which they've said, we did it for this reason, it didn't work.
But we're sacking them off.
Yeah. They're just trying things.
I'll give them a due, because everybody assumed that they were getting rid of the online passes because the Xbox was going to do it for them now. Yeah. And then when Xbox backed out of that, EA just went... I still think that EA did it for that reason, but I think that they've realised enough that goes, let's not backtrack.
Look at that backlash, we're not going to deal with that, let's just carry on.
Really? Was that what we were ignoring? Yeah, we probably shouldn't have been ignoring that.
It's the one that gets me as well when people complain, they've ruined my favourite game. They also created your favourite game. Mm-hmm. You can't complain they've ruined your favourite game if they also created it.
Yeah. But they announced Sims 4.
Yep.
Which we knew was coming eventually because, it's The Sims.
Yeah.
There's
I also predict Sims 5. That will come eventually. I'm better than Michael Patcher. I've got this down, right? Yeah. Sims 5 will turn up.
No. It won't. Because...
£5?
Yeah.
You don't think it's going to just carry on?
No. They'll do a SimCity on it.
They'll rename it to something else.
SimCity 4, and then the SimCity 5 is just SimCity.
Yeah, you're probably right.
So The Sims will be back next.
That's on camera as well. I've just put a $5 on that.
Well done.
We also have Command & Conquer, which is going to be an episodic type release, which I kind of like the sound of that, but it's going to be weird in a...
It's going free to play, so it's kind of... They announced that it was going free to play and how it was going to work. So there are going to be single player missions in there, but they're going to be released episodically, and I can see that working.
Yeah, I can't argue with it. I quite like the episodic release as long as they get the timing right.
Yes,
it's been done terribly in the past, and it's been done well in the past. So,
Dragon Age Inquisition, trailer videos for that, about the world, the events, the main player, and all that lot. It's due for fall 2014. So there was still a long way to go. So they weren't actually showing that much of it, but it's still good to know that that's happening.
We've got Plants vs Zombies 2.
Which is out on the iOS this week.
Yeah, we don't have it yet.
I do.
I meant Android. I forget you have an iDevice.
I still have an iDevice.
Never mind. But I'm guessing it's awesome as...
It plays very similarly to the PC, the Facebook version, where you've got a world map to get around.
Right, yeah.
And you unlock the plants as you get around the world map, and...
Cool. So it looks like they've kind of used that as a way to gauge how it works.
But that's why it's free to play, because there's also the coins and the power ups that you can buy,
all the bits and bobs.
All the bits and bobs that make it. Eventually, you'll run out of coins and have to buy. Yeah. I'm not going to buy a damn thing. I am determined to get to the end of that game without paying a fucking penny.
The thing is, something like Plants vs Zombies, I'd happily pay up front. I know it's a decent game.
Oh yeah, I know it's a solid game, but now that they're giving me free to play, they've given me a challenge. I am getting to the end of that game without paying a fucking penny.
We've got another Plants vs Zombies, Garden Warfare.
Garden Warfare, yes.
Exclusive to Xbox One, I think this one.
Timed exclusive to Xbox One.
Okay, timed exclusive to Xbox One.
I've checked this thoroughly. It's timed exclusive to Xbox One, because that is a game that might... it wouldn't sway me. It's not enough to completely sway me, but it'd give me a second thought.
It'd make you think, should I get an Xbox?
Because that's a game I think I'm going to enjoy.
Yeah, it looks awesome. So
it's Team Fortress with plants and zombies.
Yeah, and you can play either. You can finally be the zombies.
This was the announcement at Gamescom that you can play as the zombies. There's a trailer video for it. What more can you want?
Yeah.
It has a special mode dedicated to Xbox One's Kinect and Smart Glass, but
Yeah, it's not exactly been a big selling point, Kinect
No.
and Smart Glass, has it? But they might have made good use of it, so...
Peggle 2 trailer video, reminder of what was so addictive about Peggle.
Everyone loves Peggle, but again, it's not a buy this console game, is it?
No.
It's Peggle.
And yeah, it's exclusively first on Xbox One, so timed exclusive again. Really, I don't think... I'm going to say it now. Outside of the studios that are owned by flat platforms, we have seen the end of the third-party platform exclusive.
Well, it doesn't seem to be in their interest, does it? That's the problem.
It's not in their interest in any shape, size or form.
So timed exclusives are going to be popular.
Timed exclusives, yes, they'll happen. They'll happen a lot more in this generation.
Even then, I find that a weird one. I mean, maybe I am a bit kind of standoffish with this kind of stuff, but if it's a timed exclusive, I just wait. Because,
but that's it. We're in an oversaturated market, games-wise.
yeah.
We can fucking wait these days.
Well, not only that, but think about it. If it's an online game, for example, it's they're playing it first. It doesn't matter because the people you'd play with don't have it either because they're on the same console as you. Until there's cross-platform, cross-console gameplay, it doesn't make a big difference.
It's actually why what Xbox have done is kind of interesting, but we'll get to that in a second. EA Sports UFC.
The usual.
It's UFC.
Yeah, let's just leave it at that.
Need for Speed Rivals, it's a Need for Speed game. Titanfall showed more gameplay footage. There's still Big Macs.
Yeah, it still looks pretty cool.
FIFA 14, which is something we will get to later.
Yeah.
Battlefield 4, where they're sticking with the bullshit term of levolution.
Basically,
Sorry, if that's to sell the fact that you're destroying buildings, go with evolution of destruction or leveling of buildings. Do not make up your own fucking words for bullshit.
Look, they've made a game with multiple levels, and it's an evolution of the Battlefield series. I think it's quite common sense that you would make a levolution.
Unless you want that fez sticking up your arsehole, retract that statement.
Just look at every single famous celebrity couple, and apparently we give them all stupid names.
I wouldn't know what a celebrity couple was if it came up and bit me on the arse, and most of them probably would because they're rabid fuckwits.
No, I couldn't pick one, but apparently this is what you do. You put their names together and you end up with Brangelina or something. I don't know. I've seen it on the front of Heat magazine when I walk by it. They all have silly names.
What's the magazine?
They've pretty much done. They've pretty much just done the same here. We have Levolution. And it's a stupid term.
Fuck off! It's not good.
It's a stupid term, but it's a very good feature. No other game has that level of destruction. Not even your Eve or EverQuest thingy-bob.
But we don't know yet because maybe they've got the physics.
It doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's voxel based.
We've seen it.
It's voxel based. It'll knock out holes in walls, but yeah, it won't actually collapse buildings. I don't think because I don't think they'll put that physics in there. No. But it'd be interesting. Yes, I accept that it is an evolution of destruction physics, but you can't coin your own fucking term for everything.
I think they just.
It's on the same grounds as everybody now calling everything a fucking MMO.
Yeah, it's funny though, isn't it? So, shall we jump on from EA to Microsoft? Because let's be honest, they're bumming each other at the minute.
Yes.
There's a bit of love between Microsoft and EA. So they got the timed exclusives on Peggle, Plants vs. No.
Yeah, they've got Peggle, Plants vs. Zombies, Garden Warfare.
Yeah.
And they've got exclusive on Killer Instinct, which they announced its pricing scheme, which was very interesting.
Yeah, so this is working on the basis that you start the game is kind of like a demo mode.
Well,
you get one character. You
can buy the game as you could would in the shop, or you can download the demo, and the demo is capable of going online and competing online. But you only get a single character.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a trial mode. And they said that you'd be able to buy more characters, and people were worried at how much these more characters would cost. They've announced the pricing scheme, and it's going to be about $5 per character.
Which is acceptable.
It's about the right price for a DLC character in most fighting games. Or you can pay $20 and get all of the characters, or pay $40 and get all of the characters, all of their costumes, and all of their shit that goes with them.
And I assume at that point you're getting what you would get if you.
At that point, you're getting at that point you're getting the same as the full game.
Yeah. So
which
it's not that bad.
That's spot on.
Yeah.
I will accept that because Sony have announced something similar for Drive Club in the Drive Club PS Plus edition.
They tease you, don't they? And then.
Well, no. The Drive Club PS Plus edition has everything, all the game modes that the normal Drive Club has. It's just missing tracks and cars.
Yeah. Which, let's be honest, it's free.
Yeah.
It's not too bad. You just add them in. But
sticking with Xbox, that's a good way of doing it.
Yeah.
That's a good balance.
We've got FIFA 14 is going to be bundled with
every
European pre-order of the console.
And we're going to go on record now and say we expect Madden to do the same over in the US.
Yeah. You also get an Ultimate Team Legends mode within the game, exclusive to Xbox One.
Yep.
So you get the classic players as well as the more recent. But really, every single European pre-order, do you think that counts ones that don't get released on the first release? Because not every European country is getting this console, are they?
I don't know, but this was the thing I was saying of cleverness from Xbox. They're giving everybody FIFA.
Yeah.
Now we are abnormal.
Yeah, we are.
We are not your average Briton. We are not your average male Briton or European.
We're geeks to the point that we don't follow football.
We couldn't give a flying rat's ass about football unless that football was hitting a flying rat's ass, because that would be amusing.
Skillful as well. if you could actually hit a rat on the... I can't even shoot a rat.
Yeah.
Hitting it with a football is going to be a mean feat.
Exactly. So we'd be entertained at that point. But otherwise, football, fuck it, we couldn't care less. However, if you're giving every Xbox player... Now, you're selling to a very football-orientated market.
Yeah.
You've just sold quite a lot of Xboxes on that grounds alone. The fact that you're getting the newest FIFA...
You do, but at the same time, I don't think anyone in the history of the world has ever bought a console based on a FIFA game.
No, but they have bought consoles based on what the rest of their friends are going to be playing. And
Yeah,
if all of their
point.
friends are FIFA players and they're all going to be getting FIFA for free...
They could sway it.
It could sway quite a large amount of players.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's all about of this generation.
Unfortunately, on that note, I have to run.
You have to run?
Yeah.
Ah, dear.
Bad times.
Well, I'll pause and get a beer and then continue with the PlayStation 3 and...
All the other fun stuff from Gamescom.
Okay, well, knowing that Gowan never watches this far into the podcast, I could probably tell you why he's gone, but it's probably not for the best. I'll just say mother-in-law and leave it at that. We were on with the Xbox news, and where did we get to? So we got the Plants vs Zombies, we got Killer Instinct pricing scheme, Fable Legends. They announced Fable Legends, which is an Xbox One exclusive title. It doesn't look all that spectacular, to be fair. But Xbox One's got to have some kind of exclusive. We were on FIFA 14. Did we cover that? Yeah. Sorry, his leaving has thrown me out, and I'm a little lost as to where we are. The last thing is, obviously, they announced the Xbox One launch titles, and the launch title lists, they do have slightly more exclusives than the PlayStation 4. Now, exclusive, they've got Crimson Dragon, which is grounding and Lando with Microsoft Studios. They've got Dead Rising 3. They've got Forza, Killer Instinct. But the majority of the good stuff on there, Crytek's Rise, Son of Rome, the majority of the good stuff on this list is cross-platform, which is the way the next generation is going to go. There is so much to be said for cross-platform. If only the platforms could start speaking to each other. It could be done. Technically, we know it could be done. But the launch list for the Xbox One are Assassin's Creed 4, Battlefield 4, Call of Duty Ghosts, Crimson Dragon, Dead Rising 3, FIFA 14, Fighter Within, which is the Ubisoft-made Kinect game, Forza Motorsport 5, Just Dance 14, Killer Instinct, Lego Marvel Superheroes, Loco Cycle, Madden, NBA, Need for Speed, Peggle, Power Stars Golf, Skylanders, Watch Dogs, Zoo Tycoon, Zumba Fitness. Quite a few games, I'll give them their due. They've got a decent launch title going. And the other bit of news is the Microsoft Indie Dev Publishing System was announced. I'm getting rid of this fucking fez. ID at... They're classifying it as independent developers at Xbox. And the ID at the Xbox program will accept games developers to publish their own games, and they basically sign into this system. And they get access to a Kinect, smart glass, and all the things that all the proper developers... That was badly worded. Not proper developers. All the things the professional development studios get. So they will get a development kit, a Kinect, an XBLA toolkit, and all the stuff that they need to make an independent game. The contract with the idea Xbox system will also allow them to keep near complete pricing control. The IP is theirs. The copyright is theirs. They get to keep. They're 100% in charge of their game title and their intellectual property. Our role is to ensure that hard work finds delighted gamers. Now, why I said they were almost in complete control of their game pricing is because they will get to be able to set the wholesale price. From that, Microsoft themselves will set the retail price. Now, this is not that big a deal. This is expected. Microsoft has still got to make a cut on this. So you expect them to be able to put that. Now, why they're not doing a flat fee and just saying... In fact, they might actually just do a flat fee. We don't know yet. Applications are open to anyone, really. If you're an independent developer, it's set to kick off now. You can sign up to xbox.com/ID and try and become part of it. There's no actual cost to becoming part of this developer program. So you've just got to have a... in fact, no, anybody can apply. Developers with a proven track record will obviously get shipping priority over those developers that don't have a proven track record. Makes sense. You'd want somebody that actually has proven they can make a game than somebody who's just out to make a game and get a free Xbox. That's, I think, about all for the Xbox news. They didn't reveal anything more than was already known beyond that. Fighter Within, no, we covered that. Which leaves just the Sony news from Gamescom. And the key bit of news from the Sony press conference was the release dates. And it's what we were waiting for. And I'm now very confused. Because I'm not sure how a fucking power adapter can make that much difference. The North American release date is November 15th. The European release date is November 29th. Why is there nearly a 2-week gap? It could be shipping, but just ship them both out. They're all being made in Japan. Don't ship... Yeah, anyway. 15th of November and the 29th of November. Now, one of the things that they've announced is that PlayStation Plus is going to be needed for multiplayer. Now, we knew that. To kind of ease people in, they're giving a fortnight's worth of PlayStation Plus away for free with every European PS4. I'd put money that this will extend to the American PS4s as well. And really, there's no reason not to have PlayStation Plus. People have argued that Xbox was better for multiplayer because it was more stable, because they had to charge a subscription fee for it. Bollocks. But if you're going to go with that mindset, PlayStation's now charging a subscription fee, so it's going to be more stable. It's going to be no more stable than it was before, because it was stable enough. It was perfectly stable, even free. But a fortnight for free is all you need. Particularly as you'll get Drive Club, a free game, to balance out the Xbox getting FIFA. What have we got? Twitch support, yes, that's also coming to the PS4. They've got this video streaming stuff, and both, I think the Let's Plays are going to get interesting in the next generation, because you're going to get a lot of people coming out of the woodworks that possibly could have done Let's Plays. I like doing them for PC, mainly because I don't like shelling out the £100 for the recording equipment that it would take for me to do the current generation hardware. I'll be doing Let's Plays, and the fact that there's Twitch support announced, yeah, brilliant, means I can do live Let's Plays. Why not? There's going to be a new PS3 hardware kit. 12GB PS3 will be available in US and Canada for $200. Available now. So if you want to get because your PlayStation Plus will carry over, if you got one of those now, you could play this generation's games on your PlayStation 3, and the PlayStation Plus will continue, and I'm assured we're getting free games for the PlayStation 3 for some considerable time. So you'll still get your money's worth out of it, and then it'll cross over to your PlayStation 4. The PlayStation Vita is getting a price drop because, quite frankly, it sold piss poorly. It really didn't shift. The mobile hardware market, it's an interesting market. There's Nintendo, and Nintendo have the market share for the dedicated handheld device. But it's not a market that's involved in the dedicated handheld device anymore. These things, your tablets and your phones, they've obliterated it. They really have. They've monstered the market. It doesn't exist anymore. The properly dedicated games handhelds have to have dual purpose. Now, Nintendo have held it on the grounds that it's always held the market for them with the Game Boys and the DS's eventually, but Vita don't hold it yet, but it's going to take a big chunk out of this because it has this cross-platform, and it's the Wii U. What the Wii U should have been, the Vita will be for the PS4, in my opinion. But let's move on from that. Because it's got a price drop, I think a few people will pick it up. The PlayStation 4 UI, there was a video of that, and there's a link to it in the podcast notes. It looked pretty slick. They've basically made the Xbox Media Crossbar thing look usable. The other news, certain games, if you buy the PS3 version when you upgrade to PS4, you will be able to buy them at a substantially discounted price. The games included so far, now this is the list so far, is Battlefield 4, Call of Duty Ghosts, Assassin's Creed 4, and Watch Dogs. Now basically what that says to me is if you're impatient and don't want to wait, we'll sell you it a second time at a discounted price. And that makes sense, because I'm going to be a novelty in buying a launch. Well, I'm not going to be a novelty. I have the money to buy a launch day version of the PS4 and have pre-ordered it for months already. But not everybody's me, and not everybody has that money that they can throw away. So they're going to be holding off on their PS4 purchase, which means they're going to be wanting to play these games and wanting to buy them now for their current generation platform. And as long as this holds off, and it's supposed to be for a limited time, but as long as this limited time isn't too limited, I can see them making a fair chunk of money out of this, because there will be people that are looking to wait till New Year for the New Year sales to pick up a PS4 rather than picking up in November, or waiting till spring time when the new series of games comes out, when the April glut happens, to pick up their PS4, and then they'll want to upgrade the games that they got for the PS3. So systems like this are worthwhile having, and I expect more games to apply on this list, and I expect the limited nature of this upgrade system to go away. Moving on, Assassin's Creed 4 has remote play on the Vita. As I said, Vita's going to be big in this generation. 60-minute video of Watch Dogs. I'll link to this in the podcast notes. Minecraft. I've recently become addicted to Minecraft. I'm not going to lie. I held off on it for quite some time. I played it in the beta. It's not that I didn't enjoy it. It's just I didn't have the time for it, and recently started playing it, and now I'm making the time for it. But it's coming to the PS4 as a launch game. Anything. If for any reason you haven't played the PC or the Xbox version already, pick it up. It's worth having. It's good fun. As long as you can make your own targets for it, just don't expect it to guide you. You just got to deal with it for yourself. Scrolling through the list, Hotline Miami 2 coming to the Sony platforms next year. N++ will be PlayStation 4 exclusive this winter. N++ is a brilliant game, and if you haven't already played it, just find N+. Just find it. I think it's on both PSN and Xbox at this point, and it's available on the PC. It's a very, very simple ninja game and infinitely addictive. Mike Bithel's Volume. Now, this we mentioned last week. We've been waiting for announcement of Project 2 for a while. It's been announced as Volume. Volume will be debuting exclusively on the PS4 and PS Vita. Now, that's interesting news, because Mike Bithell has made himself, well, he hasn't made himself, he's developed a bit of cred as a true indie. He is independent. He's worked with some independent studios. He's made his own game. He's brilliant. I haven't found anything that he's done wrong yet. And Volume will be exclusive debut on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Vita this year. So the fact that it's exclusive debut means it's not going to be it's not going to be platform exclusive. It's going to be timed exclusive, which is great. It's fairness. He's obviously got some backing from PlayStation, so that's fair. That he's given them the exclusive on this, as long as it doesn't stay tied to PlayStation. He's sticking with his morals. There's nothing wrong with that. Makes me happy that I've made the PlayStation pre-order, because I really want to play that game, because it looks like a hark back to the old school stealth, and I really want to play that game. Gran Turismo 6, December 6th for PlayStation 3. No confirmation of a PlayStation 4 version yet. I'm going to say I doubt it at this point. If there was going to be, they'd have announced it already. Which means there's a PlayStation 7 in the works. Because if there was going to be a PlayStation 4 version of GT6, they really would have said something by now. Ratchet and Clank Into the Nexus is PlayStation 3. That's about it. They did announce the list of launch titles for the PlayStation 4. Right. Now, as I said, Microsoft have got more exclusive launch titles for the PS4. The launch exclusives for the... Microsoft got more exclusive launch titles for the Xbox One. PlayStation 4 exclusive launch titles are Drive Club, Killzone, and Knack. And Killzone we're getting as PlayStation Plus, which pretty much everybody has to have anyway, because it allows for multiplayer online. Multi-platform launch window titles include Assassin's Creed, Battlefield 4, Call of Duty Ghosts, FIFA 14, Just Dance. Stop me if you've heard this before. Lego Marvel Superheroes, Madden, NBA, Need for Speed, Watch Dogs, Skylanders. Then there are the digital-only titles, because they are the box titles. The digital-only titles, some of these are timed exclusives to the Sony console, and some are scheduled for PC release at the same time. Basement Crawlers by Bloober Team, Pool Nations Extreme by Cherry Pop Games, War Thunder by Gaijin Entertainment, Warframe by Digital Extremes, N++ by Metanet, DC Universe, PlanetSide 2, Counter Spy, Resogun, Flower, Doki Doki Universe, Hokokum, and Blacklight. Out of them, Doki Doki Universe and Hokokum are the only ones I've not heard of. But the rest of them sound good. Other launch window digital-only releases are Contrast, Pinball Arcade, Minecraft. So they're probably... So the last lot I just said were exclusive. These are the digital-only, non-exclusive: Contrast, Pinball Arcade, Minecraft, Tiny Brains, and Super Motherload. And then they have a list of other games that are yet to be confirmed as release dates, and none of these actually are going to be... Some of them will be PlayStation exclusive, but I doubt it, because most of them will be cross-platform. Assault Android Cactus, Awesome Nauts, The Crew, Daylight, Deep Down Destiny, Diablo 3, Division, Don't Starve, Dragon Age Inquisition, Dying Light, Elder Scrolls, Everyone's Gone to Rapture, Fez, Final Fantasy 14 and 15, fuck it, I can't be asked going through the rest of this list. It's too long. But that's a decent list of games, and the next generation looks like it's in good hands. We're going to enjoy gaming for the next few years. And I'm done with the podcast. I can't talk anymore on my own. I really can't. I'd love to, but it's a bit odd talking to a camera on my own. I can talk to a microphone on my own, but not a camera. Our extra time features, as always, is there's a couple of trailers. There's a trailer for Lego Marvel Superheroes. Watch that, it's good. A new trailer for Wildstar. Now, Wildstar looks like a very good MMO. I'm really tempted to get involved in it. And a confirmation that Tom Clancy's The Division is coming to PSC. PSC? What the fuck's a PSC? PC. To which I want to say, no shit, Sherlock. We knew this was happening. And in fact, I think we said a few weeks back when they were trying to get us to sign petitions to get a PC version of this game, that it was always planned. So they're selling it on the fact that all these petitions convinced them that they should make a PC version. It didn't. They were making one anyway. Don't be bullshitted. It was happening. And on that, I'm going to call the podcast. See you next week. And if you want to contact us, comments on this YouTube video if you're watching it on YouTube. If not, at 8-Bit Alliance is the podcast Twitter feed. At DrunkenGamer is mine. At D_Gow is Gow's, even though he buggered off. Podcast at 8-Bit Alliance is the email address. Our Facebook page is /Drinky Talky Thingy. And if you want to find the YouTube video, because you're not watching it on YouTube, the YouTube address is 8bitalliance.com /YouTube, which will redirect you automatically.